Dr. Baker is no longer with us. He is terminated this evening.
You have to vote.
He is terminated without cause.
Mr. Twigg,
and-
no, he's not.
Right.
You need to make a motion. There needs to be a motion and a vote.
Well, do we have a vote, a motion
make a
to
motion.
support what I just referenced?
Point of order, Chairman. Mr. Chairman, please follow the rules of procedure.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll make a motion to accept the termination of Dr. Baker's contract
There you go. Thank
or
you.
employment.
Second? Do I hear a second? Second. Going once, twice?
Second.
Okay, let's vote to accept the items,
Point of
his
order. Discussion,
termination
Mr.
correlating
Twigg.
with the
Point
vote.
of order,
Discussion.
Mr. Twigg, discussion.
I have comments.
Go.
Yeah, no, I have comments.
Okay, then you're not heard.
And my comments,
Yes,
it has not been called a question. My comments, and we each get a chance to comment as a point of order, Chairman. And I believe that the board members who have lodged this termination owe your citizens and the students of Spotsylvania County justification for firing Dr. Baker. You have no cause,
Duly
no
noted.
reason. Hold on. No,
you
I'm
have a
not
comment,
finished.
please?
I'm not finished. I am not finished speaking.
Okay.
You have
make it-
not stated any justification or ability to fill the position. You cannot even properly chair a meeting, but yet you're going to get rid of a superintendent, terminate a superintendent for no reason. How is this good for the students, the children of Spotsylvania County?
Okay,
How
duly
does this
noted.
make sense?
Duly noted.
See, so,
I have a comment over here.
Spotsylvania citizens,
You're
please
not
recognize
recognized.
that you have not been given any valid reason
You're not recognized.
for the termination of Dr. Baker from
Ms. Shelley, you
the
got a
people
comment?
who are ended up voting. Please recognize
Okay,
that.
no further comments.
Okay, now,
Let's
Mr.
take a vote,
Twigg, I
please.
was allowing Ms.
A voice
Cole to
vote
finish.
or
I
a,
still have, Mr.
roll
Twigg, we're
call
in
vote?
discussion. You have to allow us to discussion if we have called
I
discussion.
asked you, and you
I
didn't
was
say
allowing
anything.
her to finish, Mr. Twigg. It's only common courtesy. So,
What's your comments?
Ms. Cole said,
Comments, please.
as Ms. Cole said, it would be nice to understand the purpose for this, but
Okay.
what I want, I mean, it's very interesting that for the last 2 years, I have heard somebody on this board saying that when he was chairman, he was going to fire Baker, and I still don't have a reason why. There was no reasons given. What I just can't figure out is Dr. Baker has in the past, he gave us this information when he did his evaluation. So this is not private, I would say, because it is
Okay.
one of the largest
1 minute,
school
please.
divisions in the state to implement in-person hybrid model. Last year, we were able to implement and sustain it through sustain the hybrid model through the entire second quarter.
30 seconds.
I'm
You
sorry.
have to
No,
vote
you
in
didn't
order
give
to
me
limit
that
discussion.
ahead of time.
You have to have a vote in order to limit discussion.
He has been the region's superintendent of the year. Last year, the state superintendent named him as superintendent of the year. We have been fully accredited. Our graduation rate has increased tremendously. We have, last year, we actually unanimously approved a budget. He has been, our school division, with the leadership of Dr. Baker, has been recognized in Forbes' top mid-sized employer 2 years in a row.
Okay, thank you
Dr.
for your
Baker
comments.
is-
Let's call the
it's-
question.
it
We'll
is-
call the
no,
question.
Mr. Twigg, I'm sorry. It's just very sad to hear that a superintendent who has been fully engaged in this community for 10 years is just let go with no rhyme or reason.
Understood. Points well taken. And Ms. Daniels.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to just read this to you really quickly, to the board in general. Before the superintendent is terminated or other employment action is taken based on cause, the superintendent should be given reasonable notice of the proposed action. And I'm not sure if he was given appropriate notice of this, but just keep in mind that he can have a hearing he can have a hearing based on what decisions you have made today. Just keep that in mind, because I really
Duly noted.
Mr. Chairman, you are not allowed to cut me off like that. That is
You
so
said
disrespectful.
please keep it in mind. I assumed
No,
you
no,
were
no.
finished.
You have
Oh,
not
okay.
set a time period. If you wanted time limits, you really should have done that at the very beginning of the meeting. So I will continue my discussion. So I just want to make sure that we are aware of what we're doing here, because we're setting ourselves up for a lawsuit.
Fine.
I'm just going to let you know that.
Understood.
And let me just read this other piece for you. I want to ask a question. At the discretion of the board by majority vote, did we consider anything other than terminating or discussing of the termination with Dr. Baker? Because we could have at least, there's other actions that could have been taken place. I want to know, did your discussions today include other actions other than termination?
Okay, anybody else have any comments, please? Thank you for those comments.
Okay,
Let's call a question. Roll call vote on accepting the termination without cause as discussed in our other session. Mr. Abuismail?
Without cause? Without cause is illegal. Without cause is illegal.
Mr. Abuismail?
Abuismail, aye.
Gillespie, aye. Phelps, aye.
I'm going to say no based on the reason that I've heard from my colleagues, because we have no idea of why we are making this motion.
Thank you, Ms. Shelley.
A full force no.
Okay, Twigg, aye. Motion passes 4-3.
I did,
Next
me
item
an
on the...
Ms. Cole did not vote,
You didn't
Mr.
give me an
Twigg.
opportunity to vote. You didn't even call the number.
So sorry, Mr.
Come
Cole.
on.
Go ahead.
Are you serious?
Go ahead.
Like you are?
He didn't ask me to vote.
Ms. Cole.
I say no.
Okay.
Because you are irresponsibly running this kangaroo court here.
Fine.
No.
Motion carries 4-3.